Hello everybody, welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev or YouTube to my channel, Beverly Morales. Thank you for coming. If you're on YouTube, you're watching my replay, but if you ever want to catch me live, just hop on over to Facebook, Stampin' All Day with Bev, and you can catch me live. Hello Donna, welcome. Hi Terry. I see others are on here too, but those are the only two names that are showing right now. So if I don't say hi to you, please don't get your feelings hurt. Hi, Louise. Just that your name doesn't pop up sometimes. I don't know why. So, hi, Debbie. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. I am. Everything's good today. Hi, Annie. We got a call from Ken's cardiologist, and hi, Diane. He has successfully passed all his pre-op tests with flying colors, and so now we just wait for the surgeon to call. So that's all good news. Hi, Karen. And the reason I'm telling you that is, like I said before, if for some reason we get a call and have to go and I'm not here when I'm supposed to be, that's probably what it is. Hello, Brenda. So we will get started at 2 o'clock promptly. I come on a little early just so people can see their notifications and hop on. Thank you for the prayers, Terry. You guys are all so sweet. You guys help me so much. And we're going to continue on with Easter Friends. It's been pretty popular. I'm so happy that everybody's enjoying the stamp set and the collage Victorian technique that I showed you on Sunday. And I'm going to show you a couple of the other stamps in the set today. So we'll just wait till time and then we'll get started. You guys are all awesome. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Karen. Karen, I received your card. I sent you an email, but just in case you didn't see that. Thank you so much. Everything's squared away now. Still having a blast with the stamp set. I'm gonna put it away. Hi, Mary Jo. After today for a little while and move on. I have a stack I need to play with, but I sure am enjoying this set. Hello, Bonnie. Okay, it's 2 o'clock and the phone starts to ring, but Ken will get that for me. Thank you for sprinkling. First thing I want to do is announce my winner for the projects that I made on Sunday. To refresh your memory, I made this little frame, stand-up frame, using the Easter Friends stamp set. And I also made a card. It's called a pocket card, and he just pops right out of the pocket. And you know what? I didn't even show you guys the inside. And there's the winner, Pam Simmons. Pam, I think I need your address. I forgot to bring my book out here. If I have your address already, I will let you know that. But you are the winner, Pam. The reason there's not a printout today is because I forgot to print out. I forgot to print it out, but I remembered who won, so it's Pam. So Pam, you get to choose either the picture frame, hi Carol, or the pocket card. You let me know which one you would like. And thank you all that are popping on and subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's gone over my the 200. Now I think we're at 218 right now. So it's climbing fast. That's really good. Happy for that. All right, let me turn you down. I'll put Pam's oh, and I have another surprise. I have 2 frames and 3 cards using this set. So, because like I said, I couldn't stop playing with it. So after I'm done showing you the card that I'm going to make today, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 other samples that I've just been playing with that I just want to show you, I'm going to have you type in the word bunny. I'll tell you when to start. And then I have a number picked out in advance, and that number, the person that hits that number typing in the word bunny, is going to win a pocket card too with the bunny in it. Okay, so we're going to have 2 winners. We're going to have a winner today, and we have Pam that won on Sunday. All right, let me turn you down to my desk. and turn you around. There we go. Tighten you back up. All right, giving you my hostess code again and my website where you can order. Thank you to all who have done that already. If you want to reach me with an address, it's easiest for me if you send me an email. Sometimes I look on messages and then I try to snapshot it, but if I forget to do that, then I can't find the message later and I have to bug you again. And then that's my YouTube channel. So there's my email if you want to write that down real quick and have that somewhere. Plus, if you just want to talk, we can do that via email. Reminding you of your selection of prizes. You get the lucky winner at the end of the month is going to get to pick one of these two products, either the Special Moment stamp set, which is a celebration stamp set, or this beautiful Pool Party ribbon, whichever you prefer. Hi, Jody. Thanks for coming in. Carol Norquist, are you kidding me? Hi, my friend. Oh my gosh, you guys, I've known Carol forever and a day. I don't get to see her anymore since I haven't been earning the trips. But Carol, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, 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 my friend. See if I missed anybody else. Nope, okay. So the stamp set Easter Friends, this is the item number, has really, really grabbed at my heartstrings. I really love it a lot. I knew that right when I saw it. A couple of reasons. The size of the images are large, and I've told you all that I love large images. It can be for Easter, but it's very versatile. It can be for a child's birthday. It can be for, I'm going to mix it up for Valentine's. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. And you're like, a bunny, Valentine's? Well, it's just such a soft image collage that, yes, Valentine's is getting involved, since I kind of skipped right over that, but I'll go back to Valentine's. And then I also promised you that I was going to show you what other items I thought married up good with this set. Today, I'm going to use Forever Blossom, and I like to do this just in case you already have the stamp set, or if you're wondering what other stamp sets would go well with this set to build the collage type of look. Remember, we're working on tissue because I want a very, very thin paper. So I'm going to go to my paper packet and show you what I've got here ready for us. And this live will not be an hour like it was on Sunday. My goodness, my husband even said, you were a whole hour. So there's my tissue, and I already ran it through the Merry Melody folder. And this was the third time. On Sunday I told you I ran it through the first time and it was pretty dark. Then the second time was lighter, and this was the third time, and it was still, you could still see some of the black ink on there. But I like it, so I'm using that. I have a playing card ready, embossed, or not embossed. I used my Early Espresso blending brush, and I just blended Early Espresso ink on there in advance, but I did that just so it would dry and I could start stamping right away for you. But if you have not watched me make this collage yet, I don't want you to feel like you've missed something, although you can go back to my live, my replay of my live on Sunday. It's called Easter Friends Collage, and the date was Sunday's date. But I just took my blending brushes and went right over the playing card like this and blended Early Espresso ink onto the card. I also mentioned that this card is slick. It's kind of got a waxy film. It's not a papery card. Not that that matters or doesn't matter, but what this one does is my fingerprints where I'm holding the card down stay in the card. It doesn't matter. I went over it, and now I don't have any fingerprints, but that was just luck. But it doesn't matter because it's not going to show up anyway. So we'll let this one set over and dry. Oh, you know, I wanted to say something. I had one of my customers call me yesterday, and we were talking, and she was telling me how much she loved this technique. And the cards with a number on them, let's imagine that you are going to a birthday party And let me see, I don't have that one here. You're going to a birthday party and the child is 5. You can have a light tissue right over that, and when you glue it down, hello Cookie, you can see that 5 through there. I have one of my cards. It's the one I've got on display in my shop though, and it has a 6 there. So I was saying you can, instead of stamping Happy Easter, you can stamp Happy Birthday, and then the number 5 shows up. So isn't that a great idea? You have up to 10. And then there's a J. I don't know, somebody's name might start with a J, Jennifer. You know, you just don't know. So look through your cards if you're looking for something specific. But I just thought I'd throw that out there. Okay, this is the one I was going to work with. So I also wanted to use the rest of the card base that I cut off this piece to make the pocket on this card on Sunday, so I didn't want to waste this, so I'm going to show you how to make a card using the rest of the base. All right. Oh, I'm glad you guys like that idea. The other thing that makes this card that I'm making today look very vintage is I'm going to stamp on the 100 fluid 100 watercolor paper. The paper is between basic white and vanilla, and it's textured. There you go. And so it just gives an older look to me. Okay, so let's get busy. This is just a standard card base, but I had cut off I cut off, let's see, 2 3/4 to make this pocket. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be landscape. Where should I start? Let's start with the inside of the card. So I mentioned that I was going to use Forever Blossoms. Hey, Rhonda, welcome. And I'm going to use the largest blossom in that stamp set. And I'm going to use the same colors that I used on Sunday with the exception of Bumblebee. I added that because I'm going to be using the little chick in the stamp set. Which I think reminds me, I didn't put the little chick on a block, so I'm going to do that right now. There we go. All right, so the blossom is getting inked up. With Blushing Bride. And let's stamp it down once. I want this to be soft. And see how much ink's on there. It's already soft because it's Blushing Bride, and because it's the Fluid 100 watercolor paper, I'm going to go full strength on this watercolor paper with this stamp right here on the right hand side. Oh, it is your favorite stamp set. Oh, yeah, it's darn cute. Oh, are you talking about the Forever Blossom or the Easter Friends? Forever Blossom is very, very, very pretty, I think. See how light that is and nice? And then the new one is just super, super cute. I'm going to go to the grass, Forever Blossom. Okay. I'm going to go to the grass, and I'm going to stamp that across the bottom. And I used Pear Pizzazz on Sunday, so I left it out just to kind of get you guys remembering what I used. Just stamping the grass across the bottom like that. Okay. And then I'm going to take the Happy Easter that comes in the Forever, or the Easter Friends, and the Early Espresso ink, and stamp my sentiment. Mary, you made it again. How about that? Welcome. Easter Friends. Okay, Happy Easter. All right. Now we're going to take our blending brush again, ink it up, get some fresh ink on there, start off the page, and then just antique this up. See the change in that? Just really changes the whole look. Sponging is a little bit, I'm not a real fan of sponging, but I love this blend with the brushes. It's much softer. Okay, so there's the inside of our card. Now I'm going to dress it up one more step. This is no longer in the catalog, but as I've explained to my customers, my followers and customers, if you're new here, I like to use things that I've used in the past when they were in the catalog, when they were available, because, well, you purchased them. And I don't want to just abandon you and not give you ideas on to how to keep using the things that you've purchased. And this gold thread, I love it just for a subtle dress up. So see how this just dressed up this card so nicely, and now you can move them down or up or around or tighter or looser, whatever you'd like to do, and it gives the card, the inside, a nice look. You can also dress it up by, well, I'm going to do that next step. I'm going to put this in the card base. Here we go. And see how pretty that looks with the gold cording just showing there like that? It kind of says open me, right? Okay, so let's put that down. And I just make it real simple and use Scotch tape to secure the ends of that gold cording. Place this down. And now I'm going to go to my corner rounder. And I'm going to close up the whole card. And because I've got minimum of 2 pieces of cardstock, I'm going to have to press hard and round the corners, and it just dresses up this card immediately. Now you have a choice. You can round these corners as well. Hey Susan, welcome. Or this is a whole look where just this edge is rounded and this edge isn't. However, I want to round these flap corners as well. And this is the detailed trio punch that has the corner rounder, a little hole for ribbon, it's an oval, and then a cute little flower. Okay. So see how that just fancied up the card just by rounding the corners. I'll never forget the first, when I was a brand new demonstrator, we didn't have a corner rounder at the time when I signed up. But shortly after I signed up, the corner rounder was available. And when I went to my manager's house for a meeting, she showed me this corner. They had this make and take, and it had this corner rounder on there. And I'm pretty sure, if I know me, that I screamed out loud, oh my, I mean, you would have thought it was the invention of the light bulb or something, how excited I got. Now I put my tissue onto my playing card, and I'm just going to stamp the same large floral from Forever Blossoms on there. And I came home and I told my husband, oh my gosh, they have this new punch and it makes the sharp corners round. And he was looking at me like, oh boy. Again, you are so easily pleased, my dear. Well, I really like it. So back to the green and the grass. So see how I'm combining the 2 stamp sets together. Okay, and then I'm going to take the little chick and the bumblebee. I wanted a nice, dark, bright color because I wanted her or him, this little chick, to show up well. So I'm going to also hold it down for a minute, not a minute, but you know, just for a little bit to make sure that it soaks into the tissue. And he shows up just the right amount. I love this little chick. Okay, so now in the stamp set, there are leaves, a single leaf like this. Make sure I get to my pizzazz. And we're going to stamp some leaves just to give it some more green. Maybe just falling. There's little flowers, there's blossoms. You can fill in more, however you want. And I happen to use this full flower on other projects that I'm going to show you. So these are good fillers here, however you'd like to use them. And the little word friend and the little word love is great. Great for collaging. Okay, so you guys know the next step. In your head, you should be saying, now she's going to glue it down. Yes, it's the little things that make our life easier, that's for sure. Okay, so there's some glue on there. Ken went out and picked some oranges. Now, we have a huge orange tree and a huge grapefruit tree. And the orange tree didn't give us a lot of oranges this year, but they're this big. They're this big, and they're good. I thought, oh, they're going to be full of water or something. They're not going to have any real taste to them. Hi, Linda. But they do. They're really good. I was surprised. Now, this is wet, like I taught you on Sunday, that the glue stays wet for a little while, depending how heavy-handed you are with it. So I'm just going, I want to get through this live, so I'm just going to fold the tissue down. Hi, Roseanne. And I am going to do this time. Around the edges. This is more like sponging with the sponge. And that gives the antique look. And now that I have most of the ink off, I'm just going to fold these under. There's Kathy. Hi there, my friend. And let's sponge on some more here like this. Okay. Not a lot of time, so it is still wet. I'm just going to pull off like I showed you before. Be gentle because the tissue is still moist. And remember, you want to save these scraps in case you want to make a bow tie or a bow or a rose, a flower of some type, to add dimension to your project. Okay, so there's a good example. Because it's still wet, I just tore off the corner. That's why you want to set it back to dry, but you can mend it if you feel like you need to mend it. Just put another piece over there. It's so thin that you won't even notice. Okay, so now I've got another piece of the 100 fluid. I need to round the corners on this. Hey, Liz, welcome. Real quick. And it takes up most of that flap there, but it's awful stark, right? Because I didn't use the blending brush yet. So let's just give that a little whip there. Didn't re-ink it, didn't re-ink the brush, so it's a very light bit of sponging there. But there we go. Now, to match this, I'm going to take my playing card. I'm going to go back to my cording. A little bit of Scotch tape. That holds it down for me so I can freely just go around and manipulate this gold cording however I'd like to. Oh gosh, do you see the difference in this? I just love it. I just love it. Now the gold cording that we have now is thicker, and I haven't tried it on this, so you can try it if you have that one and see if you like it. Okay, so I'm going to place that down. See there? I used to go to Stockton, to Lincoln Center, and there was this shop there. It was like a five and dime kind of, and they had the this is when my kids were little, and my kids are in their 40s now, but they had the best Easter baskets and the best Easter grass and eggs and things like that. And so I couldn't afford to buy a lot, but I would buy them one item or maybe two each year. And then pretty soon we had a really pretty basket, because I would save them and just fill them again, or just use them as fillers, because they were those really pretty paper mache ones. Just loved it. Okay, so now I'm going to go to an extra piece of tissue. Well, let's put this guy down. What do you guys think so far? Like the way this chick works for this collage too? Okay, so we have the gold up here and we have the gold down here. Totally dresses up the card. But right here, I feel like we need to give it some dimension. So I'm going to cut off a piece of tissue in pink and cut off a piece of tissue in green. No rhyme or reason for the size. You can cut them down if you don't like the size once you've made them. Just bring it up. So see what I did? It's like a square. Thank you, guys. It's like a square. So I just fold it in the middle, kind of bring it around to form a flower, and then grab the bottom and twist. Okay. So that's how you do it. Now, in order for it to stay together, though, just add a little bit of glue there, and then everything will just stay together. And to me, it just makes these darling little blossoms. Okay. When it's dry, you can poof it up. You can take your pick tool and stick the pointy end in there and poof it up. Okay, so then we want, you guys know how to do this already. Some of you were here on Sunday. So fold that over. It's okay if it ripped. It's not a big deal. A little bit more. So be very light-handed though. Place your flower there. Scrunch it up and create your leaves. See there? And then let's take, it's going to stick to my thumb because my hands are a little bit sticky. Take your pick tool, take a mini glue dot and set it right where the gold comes together. Hi, Shirley, welcome. And then take your flower and set it down. And does that not make the sweetest little card ever? I'm going to also go to my rhinestones because I like bling. And I'm just going to put a little bling right there. I thought about putting it on his, oh man, that's so cute. I thought about putting it on his eye, but it doesn't look good there. It's too big. All right, so there's this Happy Easter card. Thank you for the hearts. I'm glad you like it. Really like that you value your time here. If you have not followed me, please do so you can get a notification when I'm coming on and we won't miss each other. All right, so there's today's card. And now I want to show you where my mind went next. Alexa, turn off. I guess she heard her name accidentally. I didn't say it, did I? Okay. So there's the card. So we have the little boxes in the catalog. They're like for the little heart Valentine candy. These little boxes here. The only thing I did was I took a 1/2 inch or 1 inch circle punch and made a little thumb pull there so you can easily open. And I used the larger duck on a playing card. See the number 3 there? It fits perfectly on these boxes. I cut a doily in half and layered that on the box first. You're welcome, Brenda. Added a bow tie to him. Used the bedazzling paper that we earned last celebration. Used the little word love. Used some blue in this one, just maybe in case you had a little boy you wanted to give this to. And that's another great idea. On Sunday, I meant to show you this, but do you have any wood items at home that maybe you get at, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, hi Sherry, those types of places in the raw little wood areas? This bunny stamps beautifully on wood. And our ribbon, and this little box has a little magnet there. So I will use this as a gift box. Would you love to receive a gift in this little box? She stamped on it the grass, the flower, the bow, the rhinestones like I just told you, and then Winkastella just around the edges of the circle of the lid, and you can see the sparkle. Now notice my hinge is here, so you're going to decide, do you want the rabbit this way or do you want it to open sideways like I did? Most people probably would open it up like this, so that's just all you have to watch for. Isn't that cute? So I love to share 3D items. So let's imagine what I do with hers. I just put them to the side. I was going to get the picture frame, but let's say you have the motif in the room and you have the picture frame and this little, you could use it as a jewelry box, whatever you'd like. So you're just building your little area. Thanks, Cookie, for sharing. Adorable. Just the box is a great gift. Oh, you're so sweet, Mary Jo. You are just a doll. Okay, so then I started thinking, oh, yes. Well, you know, oh, Sherry, was that you? Yeah, she said fairy tooth. Fairy tooth. Oh, my goodness. So if you just fill this with a little pillow or stuffing and put some satin on top, you could put the tooth right there, Sherry. Oh, my gosh. That's an absolutely perfect idea. So then when I was looking at the bunny, I said, and the the larger chick. Here she is. I was thinking, could they be standalones? And then there's a flower in the Forever Blossom stamp set that I pointed out earlier, this one here, that I watercolored on the watercolor paper. And I placed one on a doily. And these are just little standalones that you could use for nameplates, a birthday party, Easter dinner, buy the cake, whatever you wanted to do. But when I saw one, I just had to have more. And then look what happens when you add the heart die from Floral Hearts behind the rabbit. Floral Hearts is this one. And Floral Hearts, and this die also cuts out the center, in case you didn't know, I tried it, the center of the heart on the bouquet of love. Now, if I'm not giving you a ton of ideas, I hope your head, well, I don't want your head to explode, but I hope you're just getting a ton of ideas. So the bouquet of love hybrid folder, this die will cut out the center heart perfectly. See there? And I'm going to show you one cut out too. So when I cut out the heart and all this was left, I wanted to see if it would fit behind the rabbit. You are just too much. Oh, I'm so glad. This is just, it fit perfectly on the rabbit. Now, they stands up just like I showed you on the picture frame, exactly the same way, so you guys know how to do that. And if you didn't see that, go back to Sundays and you can see, and they just stand up so nicely like that. This is a wire piece of, I don't, what do you call these guys? I forget what these are called, but it has wire in it, and I love them. I usually buy them after Christmas if they go on sale, but I use them for Valentine's. I just like sparkle. I like silver, I like gold, so I use them all the time. So I decided to use that as her stem. I put it in her hands. Pipe cleaners, thank you. And then doubled the flowers here, one in front and one in back. And I also watercolored inside because the white was showing, so I watercolored inside. So I just thought those are adorable for a place setting. I hope you can see well how cute they are. You can see from the top, I know. So then different colors. This one I actually used a mini glue dot and glued it to the doily so it wouldn't keep coming off. This one I left off so you have an idea that you can move it around or not, depending on what you want to do. But look at how this heart just fits right up in there, just like that, and stays all on its own. I was like, yes, yes. All right, so let's move these little guys. Oh, one more thing. I have a collection of little baskets. They're actually from Lagenberger. So I was thinking I might display this way in my home at Easter time on my top of my Lagenberger baskets. I know you really can't tell how that looks, but here's the front. And these guys would be right on there. So cute. So anyway, it's just an idea. Oh, I'm glad you guys like them. Yay. All right. What else? Remember how I am. I'm always telling you, buy the little boxes, the embellishments, even if you don't know what you're going to do with them right away, because somewhere down the road, either I or another demonstrator or yourself is going to come up with an idea. Remember those, hi Susan, those little boxes for the mini coffee cups? That's a great Easter basket right there. And I don't ever put green grass. I either like the craft grass or the silver grass. And just put one of your bunnies on either both sides or one side. But look at how, and this DSP. This DSP is in the celebration items. It is Daffodil Afternoon on page 4 of the Celebration Mini. The little, hi Patty. So see, this is the one side and this is the other side. And then look how cute it matches up with the gingham ribbon. Then his bow tie is just tissue and the same flower and the same pipe cleaner. And then a hang tag with the chick. Is that not cute, you guys? Shredded music paper. Oh, that would be beautiful. Thank you for that idea. Thank you. I love music sheets. One of my customers went to a library when they were closing, and she brought me a bunch of that. I just have to use my blending brushes and antique it a little bit. But I think that my great-granddaughters, yes, great for teachers. Change this up to a heart right here. Make this red, and this is a great teacher's gift for to give to the kids to take on, and either a gift card in there or some, some, whatever, little candles, whatever. So there's that. And then speaking of music sheets that Cookie just mentioned, I didn't use my music sheets, but I wish I would have. But I got a book. We have a ton of books in our home, and I literally took it off. I'm trying to see if I have, it's not too far. Let me go get it. I literally took the book out of the cover. So here's the cover of the book, and I just took the book out. So now I have all these pages that I can use and use and use. I'm trying to see where I put the actual pages. I thought they were right here, but I don't see them. All right, well, anyway, I tore the pages out. I tore out 8 pages, and I actually saw this, old hymn books, yes, my church. I went to the crafts thing, the craft night last month, and they have all these hymn books, and the girls were looking at me. I said, no, ladies, we cannot take the church hymn books. You have to find them somewhere else. But they were laughing. They go, oh my gosh, if Pastor John ever says, we're getting new hymn books, you can do whatever with you want. I said, promise to share with everybody, but yes. So I took the page out. Darn it, where is my torn out book? And I tore out 8 pages, and I folded each page in half long ways. And then I took my pinking shears. You guys all know what pinking shears are. My mother-in-law bought me these years and years ago. She said, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, I want pinking shears. So I took my pinking shears, and when my paper was folded in half, I cut a heart. And so when I opened it up, it was a whole heart. So now I have a hanging heart. They're folded in half, and I just put them all together. And in the middle is that heart that I cut out of here. So this heart popped out of here, and it was using that floral die, the new hybrid die folder, this one. So that's why it's floral. And I used the rhinestones, and I used the same stamp set that I used today, the big flower, the bunny. Every page, look at him. Every page is, but it's 8 pages, so I just I stamped a bunny and a flower and a bunny and a flower on both sides, and then they were all folded in half, and it makes a beautiful heart. And I used our white ribbon. I could have made a loop, and I still can. I just hot glued it on the top so I can hang these from my mantle on my fireplace in my den, or wherever you would like. I like to hang, I have a lot of floor lamps. I like to make this longer and hang them from a floor lamp wherever you want. And this is a great Valentine's. So the bunny can be used for Valentine's. He's just sweet. You could do the chicks too. And you could do them in any colors you want. You could just do what you want. I use the blending brushes and antique the edges, but I think because they were, the pinking shears made the zigzag, that it's just adorable. So a reminder that you do not only just have to make cards, you can make 3D items all day long. Your mind is just going to go, go, go. Let's see where I can put him on. Let's lay him down so you can see a little better. There we go. And then the card we made today. All right, now I said I have an extra card. Oh, I'm going to show you this one more time too. I said I have an extra card. So start typing in the word bunny. If you're on here, type in the word bunny. And I'm going to start counting them, and I have a number written down, and the person that gets on the number that I have written down is going to win a bunny card. There's number 1. There's Donna. 2, Mary Jo. 3, Sherry. You can do it over and over. You don't have to. 4, Debbie. 5, Brenda. 6, Kathleen. 7, Annie. 8, Mary. Louise is number 9. See, I wrote down number 9. Number 9 is the winner. Louise, you get the bunny card. All right. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I just really love this technique, and I think maybe you do too, and you'll play with it and have fun with all the ideas I've given you, and I know you're going to come up with some of your own, and please share them with me. I love to see your creations. All right, ladies, have a great day. Bye-bye. Louise is the winner of the second card. Okay, bye-bye.